Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll be starting up here in just a few minutes. We'll have a special speaker today. Her name is Tiffany. She's in Midland, Michigan, and she's been selling a lot of product in a tough store, quite low traffic, and doesn't always get the best table setup location. Yet she's still able to pull out, 50 plus sales almost any day of the week, it seems like. At least on the weekends. Okay. So Tiffany's doing great. I'm going to have her talk a little bit today. Hopefully she can help everybody learn a few things in regards to how to get the sales out the door. So stood up here in just a little bit, just a couple more minutes as more people join. All right, you guys, thanks for joining. We're still waiting for a few more people to join in on the call. We only have about 17 people, hoping for a few more. Give them a minute or two here. And I'll jump in and talk a little bit, and then I'll have Tiffany start sharing. So Tiffany, I'll unmute you, or you can unmute yourself when it's time. All right, you guys. Thanks all 19 of you for joining today. Again, this is technically an invite-only sales call. All right, I am unmuted. Let's see. Hopefully everybody can hear me. John says he can't hear me. I'm wondering if he doesn't have his sound turned on. Can anybody else unmute themselves and let me know that you guys can hear me? Because it looks
I can
like
hear you.
Okay. My mic's working fine, John. I think it's on your end. Everybody else should be good to hear me because my mic's showing that it's working. So we'll go ahead and get started here, you guys. Simple reminders. We need to, be on time. And if you're running late, you have to text me. You have to tell me. I had someone show up at like 1:30 today, and it's my day off. So I'm sitting here trying to track her down, figure out why the office wasn't able to get her checked in. Still, no text message. She texted me saying she's going to be late. Didn't give me a time. Showed up at 1:30. Okay, now she's got to work till 8:30 p.m. She arrived at the time when Costco is slow, lunchtime or after lunchtime. 1 o'clock, 1:30 is pretty much the dead time, and you don't want to arrive there. You got to get there in the morning when customers are waiting outside the door to get inside of Costco. If you're not there for that morning rush, you miss out on several sales. Okay. 10, 15, 20 sales. Like on Sunday, I had promoters tell me they were at tier 1 in the first hour, so they had 5 super greens sold before they even set up their table. And then I have some people barely able to sell 5 super greens the entire day, which is horrible. Not great at all. So Zena won't pay for those demos in the future if we can't go out there and hit at least tier 1 goals. And I hate having to come down like that, you guys. But we got to go out there and hit tier 1 for Cunol or Zena in order to be on the demos, period. Especially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, my slowest days of the week. If you can't go out there and successfully hit tier 1 on those days, they don't want to pay for the demo because it costs at minimum $469 just to rent your space every single day that you are there. Okay. So, and that's why also if they tuck you into a horrible spot inside the pharmacy, sometimes you have to deal with it. Sometimes you can move. Okay. And if you can't move, you have to get active. Okay. You have to walk around the pharmacy and find customers. Pick up your tray with a couple samples and go find those customers. Okay. Sometimes stores are extremely busy too, and you're trapped by checkout. You still got to make do with it, and you have to go find those customers that are not in checkout. Okay. You're not always set up for the best success, whether it's your table location or whether it's the product location. Okay. Our goal is for you to go in there and sell the product no matter where you're at. If your super greens are on the bottom shelf and you have only two, you only got 2 cases of super greens there, like a very small display, you really have to get that product moving in order to get the product put into an aisle stack right on the main aisle where you can run your demo successfully. They will not move the product unless you can sell the product. So that's why you're there. Okay, you're there to sell the product regardless of where it's at. And that's where I need salespeople to go in there and move the product. We're not brand ambassadors in regards to just putting samples out. Okay, if you're not asking for the sale, you guys are not getting the product in the customer's hands once you're done pitching it. Okay, if you're not presentable, if you don't smell clean, your clothes aren't clean, you guys are not going to sell the product. You guys have to have your table looking nice, lots of product on the table, and you may have seen me really hitting hard on focus items. Okay, you guys have to hit your qualifiers to earn bonus. You have to hit your qualifiers before anything. So that means if your table, you don't have to set your table up exactly like that photo you see in Connect Team. You need to make some changes sometimes to draw the attention and that focus onto your focus items. Okay, you got to have 4 to 5 items on the table. Okay, that's what Zeno or Cunol wants. Okay, but obviously some of them are not on sale. You're going to spend so much time and energy on maybe like the pure colostrum that's not a qualifier. Okay, so why have 5, 6 of them on your table? They're just a distraction and they're taking up too much space on your table. Load up with super greens, load up with creatine. Those 2 items are the ones that you need to sell tons of. Collagen can help you hit your total unit goal while it's on sale. Okay, so focus on the sale items, the non-sale items, unless they're a qualifier. Give it, maybe an hour of your attention throughout the day. So top promoters really do go above and beyond with their table setup and their energy. Okay, so I'm just going to stop with that right now, you guys. I'm going to let Tiffany jump in and maybe she can hit home on starting with what worked for her. And since I mentioned the fact that table setup, the way you look and dress for success, okay, the way that you bring energy to the table, those 3 things are probably the most important things in my opinion, okay, because you need to be able to attract people to your table, okay? So whether it's the way you dress, whether it's the way your table set up or the way you smell, okay, your cleanliness, whether it's simply your posture, your body language. If you have video on and you can see me, okay, we're not standing behind the table with your arms crossed or your hands folded, okay? You need to have your arms wide open. I said this last time too. Open and inviting is what you need to be, okay? No closed body language. And no sitting unless you have a doctor's note, no leaning up against the product blocks next to you, okay? Successful promoters have high energy, they're healthy, they can stand there for the full 7 hours, they're not going potty every hour, they're not leaving their table every hour, okay? They're taking their breaks when they need to take a break. They don't schedule every single day, I'm going to go to break at 1 p.m. Every single day, I'm going to go to lunch at 1 p.m. I'm going to go to break at 11 every day. I'm going to go to break at 3 every day. Now, you go to break when it's slow, when you need a break, when customers are driving you nuts and you're stressed out and it comes across on your face that you're annoyed. Okay. When you feel like you need to reset, that's when you go take your break. When you need water, go take a break. Okay. But don't just schedule it every single day to do it at the same time because you might miss out. You take it when you need to or when it slows down. Okay. Anyways, Tiffany, I hate doing this because I start lecturing a little bit, but these are important things. So you guys just pay attention to the important things that I mentioned. Okay. So Tiffany, I want you to come in here and just tell us why you were so successful. Okay. In a very tough store. And you guys keep in mind, Tiffany's store is like my home store. Okay. Meaning it's disconnected from other stores. I think it's like an hour away from most other stores, at least. Same thing with me. My home store, about an hour away from other stores. And people either have to drive a distance to go to the store. They do buy in bulk if you can get them to buy in bulk. Okay. It's not like a big city store. But they also don't have as big of a community, right? So it's a smaller community, so smaller foot traffic on the regular. So she's able to capitalize in one, for some reason and make the sales, just like I was. And for me, it was relating to my customers, knowing my product and knowing what they're looking at on top of my product. So I know where everything is inside the pharmacy. Okay. And I can see what they're looking at and I can sell them what's on my table based off of what they're interested in. And then I leave my table all day long with my samples or put my shakers underneath the table. And I go find customers in a slow store. Okay. But Tiffany, let's see what works for you. Go ahead and unmute yourself if you can and kind of see what you're doing for success.
Hey, Jordan. Hey, guys. My name is Tiffany Buckner. I'm in the Midland store. I'm pretty new at this, but I've been in sales for over 20 years and a lot of very high pressure sales. And if you guys have not experienced that life, I can tell you right now that this job is 1 in a million. First things first, before sales even, you have to learn not to take advantage of this position because this position is not easy to come by. The hourly sales, like pay plus bonus, is extremely rare. So to be in this position, first and foremost, honestly, we're all super lucky because this is not a common position. And Jordan didn't ask me to say that, but
it's totally true. I mean, most of the time, everybody I interview, they're like, "Wow, I get hourly too,"
Right.
But it's not
free.
It's not just the hourly. You have to go hit your goals. We have the hourly there plus the bonus. But if you're not hitting your goals, we can't have you there. Getting hourly too.
100%. And all the other sales positions I've ever been in, they give you like bare minimum salary, and then you have to work your tail off to get commission. So from what I understand, my store is one of the slowest stores, not just in the region, but in Michigan. And, I'm still able to hit the goals because I'm not taking advantage of this position. I'm not taking advantage of my boss when he's not here. I'm representing my boss and this company, which is direct demo inside of Costco, because we get what we get hourly. But as you heard Jordan say, for the first time I've ever heard it, how much they have to pay for us to be there. So they're taking a risk on us. And so we need to give our everything to represent our company and our products. The products are amazing, you guys. I'm not lying. And I get personal with my customers that they come by and I tell them, I've been doing it for, about a month and a half. I've dropped 14 pounds. I have almost no wrinkles now. Super energetic, never stressed out anymore. And this is just my experience. And they see what I look like. They want to hear what I have to say because I am presentable. My table is nice. It's very inviting. And even when I have a really either fast or slow day, I read my customers' faces, their body language. I'm like, okay, people are not happy right now. What can I do to get them energized about the product? Do I have to make a silly joke? Like anything I can do to draw them in. I see people with like Spartan shirts on. I'm like, hey, greens for the Sparty fans. And they just will laugh and they'll come over, or they're like, whenever I have 1 or 2 people there, it always draws a crowd. So I'm always really energetic. explaining like, look, these are some of the benefits of the mushroom blend. This is, you get your antioxidants, your probiotics, your prebiotics, hydration blend of lemon and ginger. You have to have like a really fast but clear elevator speech to get them interested. You're not trying to go through all 70. I'm sorry?
I don't want to cut you off, but I want to jump in because I really like how you mentioned when one person comes over, you then have 2 or 3 people. That's really how you guys hit your goals, because you have to feed off of the people that are interested. So you get one person over, that's your opportunity to get 5 more over. People are followers, for the most part. We're all kind of sheep in some way, shape, or form. And if someone buys something at your table and or they're interested, someone else will come over. So you have to really multitask and capitalize on every opportunity when someone gets over there. That's your chance to get more people over. Okay.
100%.
Give everybody attention and not just one person.
Right. And you have to make all of them feel like they're valuable. It doesn't matter their shape, their size, their color. I've had people that were well over 300 pounds, which you would look at them like, oh, they're not interested in these health products. They're not interested in bettering themselves, when you cannot think like that, because you have no idea what that person is in their journey for health. Or they could be a twig and you don't know that they're deficient in nutrients and their bones hurt them. So you can never, never, never prejudge. You see a person walk by, hey, come check out my super greens. Hey, come check out my creatine. Great boost of energy. It's awesome for your arteries. Actually, do more research. This is actually really good for your arteries, for your bones, for your teeth. Do anything, say anything to find what sparks in them. But never, never, never underestimate or prejudge anyone that walks by. Doesn't matter. Like I said, shape, color, size, race, doesn't matter. Bring them over and show them that you genuinely care about their health. That is what we're doing. We're here to make their lives better. You never know. Even kids are giant. You would think that kids never want to try anything green, but on the weekends, I really knock out my goal, because families bring their kids in. If I see a kid that's 3.5, 4 feet tall, my assumption, and I have 4 kids, is that they're at least 4 years old. And I'm like, oh, hey, parents, this is a super greens. It's good for kids 4 and up if you want them to try it, or them try it. And the parents like, oh my gosh, I don't know. But then the kids try it and they love it. I'm not kidding. About 8 out of 10 kids beg their parents for it. And I'm like, hey, just a reminder, it's HSA and FSA eligible. Anything and everything. I'm not going to give them a reason or excuse to not buy the product. Once I educate them and I see they're interested, I do give them a bag. I encourage them to look at the ingredients. And then they'll sit there and think about it. And the minute they put that bag in their basket, oh, if you didn't know, we have creatine, dad for you, mom for you. Great boost of energy, is great for lean muscle, your bones, your teeth, like everything that we talked about. And they're like, oh yeah, let me try that. They try it. And I'm like, I don't even talk about the sugar content. And I had to overcome the fact that you needed 5, but I love it. In the morning, you need a burst of energy. Go ahead and take one. It's better than an energy drink. Way cheaper in the long run and way better on your body. And they get all interested. They'll take one. Oh my God, that's so good. That's so good. I'm like, here you go. And then when they get that in their cart or in their hands, ready to put it in their cart, are you taking any collagen? I always try to wrap the collagen in there, because it's an easy sale, especially when it's on sale for $23.99 for a 3-month supply per person. And it works. It really is amazing. If you want to sell the product successfully, you have to believe in them. If you're not taking them, I highly, highly, highly encourage that you do. That way you get excited. If you're not excited, you're probably not taking them. And you probably haven't noticed the difference.
When I'm running my demos, technically you're not supposed to have anything besides water. Okay. Now, who's going to know if you take a Costco water bottle and put your super greens in there that you're drinking it? They probably think you're using it for your demo. I will literally take a sip of my super greens in a water bottle so you can see the green. I'll take sips throughout my shift so customers can see it. And they see me drinking the product I'm advertising. They then know. I don't even have to tell them that I use it, because they can see me using it. Or I say, hey, Yeah, I have a Stanley Cup or this hydro. I usually have a Stanley Cup or a hydro flask, so people don't really know what's in there. But I got my super greens in there, and it's like 32 ounces. And kids, teenagers, they love those Stanley Cups. They decorate them. Okay, they take them to school because they're cool. And if you get them, put super greens in there, it's an easy sell. Okay, but anyways, I'll be drinking that at my table right in front of my customer. Oh yeah, I got 2 sticks in here. I'm drinking it today. That's why I have all this energy to talk to you so fast. Okay. I love my super greens because they keep me focused, keep me clear and energized. All right. And I got 2 of them in here. I drink it over 2-3 hours every day. And the fact that I'm drinking it while I'm pitching it, people buy it because I'm using the product. So just wanted to jump in there.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then when I do have a super slow day, which happens often, I talk to the Costco employees, because I'm super approachable. I'm very friendly with everyone. I respect everyone. Like the CDS manager here, apparently she's never liked anyone in her position in my store. And she loves me. So I can ask her for anything. She'll say, yeah, sure, no problem. The store managers, I'm very respectful, keep my entire area tidy. Oh, another thing is what I started doing, if the customer, potential customer, has their sample cups in their hands, they're not usually able to grab multiple products with that sample cup in their hand. And I'm not going to send them around the corner where my AG1 is for that trash can. So I start getting a small empty box from Costco, putting it behind my table, and I make that my trash can because it keeps them there. It keeps them interested. It frees their hands.
Do you pick up the little box and hold it out for them? Or what do you do?
I tell them it's around me, around the back.
Perfect. Yeah. So anytime I run a demo, I do something similar, right? So I always have my trash can or box behind my table, just like you, about 5 feet. I personally will never, you guys should not have your trash can next to your table. That's where customers need to be able to stand, or you. And or you have someone on a scooter. They need to be able to roll up right next to your table.
Yep.
Because you got to have 3, 4, 5 people able to be around your table. Or especially if you're able to work from behind your table, like most really successful promoters do. Even if you can't work from behind your table, then you even more so need all that space around your table, because you have to stand next to it. Customers have to stand next to it. You got to stand in front of it. So trash can should be the least of your worries. I would never have a trash can right by your table. Just gives them an easy out too. So they try your sample. You got 5 things on the table. Okay. They try the first one, they hold up, you've seen it. They hold that sample cup up in your face, basically. Where's they don't even say it. They don't even ask for the trash can. They're like trying to hand you their sample cup. They're asking where the trash is. And then they're pretty much on their way. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So that's another reason why.
It's better to have that trash behind you because it gets the customer working their way to the pharmacy versus towards checkout. So having a trash can anywhere along that main aisle that goes towards checkout, it's actually sending them away from you.
Yep. So that's why I always make sure I have like a box behind me, but where, like you're saying, it's not in anyone's way. It's behind me, but it keeps them within my perimeter so I can continue to talk to them and keep them interested.
Yeah, and that's the goal. So you get them on one product, sample them on the one, and you have to keep moving through all of your products. And the main thing is get the first one in their hand. Okay, either while you're pitching it, or once you're done pitching it, then have them look over the ingredients that you were talking about. Like on the super greens, there's so many of them. You're done pitching it. You built up all that belief in the product, and you say, here, check it out. Look at all these amazing ingredients. Look at how there's no other crazy other ingredients inside of there. It's all organic certified. Go ahead and read through it. Let me know if there's any questions you have, but hold on to that and read through it. I'll go ahead and then just jump right into the next one. Jump right into your creatine.
100%. Yep. So like you said,
they're going to hold on to it while you pitch the creatine, or they're going to set it down on the table. Hopefully they keep holding on to it. Okay.
Yep.
Just keep moving on. You don't have to ask for the sale until you're all done. Okay. They'll probably take that super greens and hold on to it and put it in their cart. So anyways.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then I notice a lot of times instead of talking, jump from immediately one to the other. Every customer, every situation is different. But when someone's kind of like really on the line, I just shut my mouth, let them read it, let them digest the information I gave them, and then they put it in their basket. Okay, now I trust you. Let's hear about another product. Let's hear about another product. So most customers, I always say I'm selling at least 2 to 3 products per customer.
And that's how you hit
And
your,
that's
that's
huge.
how you hit your goals there, because you're taking
Correct.
it
But
people with big
yeah,
carts and deep pockets, or people who
yeah,
travel to.
yeah, yeah. So it's super, super important. And then another thing that Jordan talked on was if I don't get at least tier 1, I'm not going to break. I'm not going to lunch, because the morning is the best time, prime time for your sales. It doesn't matter if it's busy, it doesn't matter if it's slow. People want to know. People that are up early, they're going, they have things they got to do, but they're most likely, in my experience in my store, from 10:30 to 1:30, that is prime time. And if you want to hit your numbers, you really got to push. I mean, really got to push.
Yep.
Don't take advantage. Don't sit back, twiddle your thumbs, give yourself excuses. Like, don't do any of that. This is my goal. This is what I'm going to do.
That morning rush is filled with people who are, like you said, kind of typically know what they want. They're in a hurry. But that being said, there are also people, they think about their plans for the day too. So, they get there early when that store opens, whether it's 9 a.m., 9:30, 10. Okay. And they're easy to sell because they don't necessarily want to spend a bunch of time listening to you, but they'll buy from you. You know what I mean? So like sometimes they don't take as much energy because they're kind of like easier to sell because they're ready to get out the door too.
Right. It's just a different type of mentality and personality. The people that are more the early birds, if I can say that.
Yeah.
Just studying the people
that afternoon are meandering around, more laid back a lot of the time, usually with families or their significant other, just trying samples, and that's more where you're spending a little bit more time with them probably, and yeah, different vibe later in the day. So you don't really want to miss out on that early crowd. It's better to get there before 10 if you can.
Yep. And you just gotta become energetic, even if you're not feeling like it. Force yourself, because the money is definitely worth it. And then, if, like I was saying earlier, if your store's kind of dead, you see a Costco employee walk by, get them involved. I have flipped, I can't even tell you how many Costco employees onto our products. Those products have been in that store since they've been working there, 5-10 years, whatever it is. And they've never tried it. They've never considered it. And I keep flipping them, and they are always asking me questions. I'm like, definitely check with your physician, but this is the science behind this product. This is the science behind that product. And they get really excited. So I have a lot of Costco employees, even when I'm trying to give out samples, and they can kind of like gauge if I'm having a rough day or not. So like, these things are awesome. I take them all the time. They'll jump in and they'll help me sell the product because it's somebody else they're hearing it from. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I like that. So it's energy. It's feeding off of each other. It's not going into Costco thinking that you're better than CDS, thinking that you're better than the next Costco employee, because that could be a potential sell. It really can be. And they could be your greatest ally. So it's just being, humble, energetic, definitely clean, representing your boss, representing direct demo. You want to get out there, do your best, and make more money. I mean, there's so much more money to be made, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I have promoters lately, you're one of them, who are pulling in close to $300 on a weekday. So, that's a harder day for people to do that, but it just shows that there's a lot of things you're doing right. And I will say, on the lines of table setup, you guys, traditionally they say, hey, no stacking, none of this. All right. If you're comfortable making your table look nice and presentable, which may include some of that, okay, send me a picture to my company phone line. I don't care, because I got my approval from my boss. Okay, send me a picture of what the way it looks. Okay, I don't want you damaging product. I don't want you knocking it off the table. Okay, you got to be fast because customers will hit your table. If you got liquid turmeric and cookie 10 stacked up, okay, you have to catch those boxes if they're going to fall to the floor. Otherwise, you have a giant mess to clean up. Okay, but top promoters can stack up their table and sell it without damaging Costco product. Okay. And that's one of the biggest things is figuring out how to make your table attract the customer. So you personally don't have to do all of the work with the attraction. Okay. And Tiffany, she even decorates her table. Okay. I think she just has a nice, like, I think some leafy greens on there or something right now.
It's a little bit of blend and some little Christmas trees I got from the Dollar Tree. But you will be amazed by the amount of people that come over to compliment, oh, the little trees are so cute. Oh, the garland is so cute, so festive. I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. While you're here and just always tying it in. And like you said, know where everything is in the pharmacy. I will have so many people frustrated that they cannot find what they're coming to look for because they move the store around almost every single day. People are frustrated. They want to get their stuff. They want to get out. I always make them feel comfortable. I'll help them find it. If it's not too far, I'll point them in the direction where it needs to go. But like while you're here, and I'm constantly, every single person I talk to, always tying it in to come back to the table, try the product, listen how it can benefit them. I mean, everything and anything, you can't let anyone walk away from you with at least inviting them. I get tons and tons of no's. No, thank you. I get people that pretend like they can't hear me. Never let it stop the energy.
Perfect. So, okay, so we only got about 15 more minutes. So I'm gonna just ask you some quick questions and see if you have an answer that might be beneficial to the team. So table setup location in Midland. Where do you typically get to set up?
Usually I'm right in front of the pharmacy, but in the main aisle. So I'm not too far from the registers, and it seems like the most complicated time to sell in that position is when we're extremely busy and there's the line for the self-checkout goes from the front all the way to the back of the store. Nobody wants to talk. They're mad, they're frustrated, they want to get out of the store. And then the Costco employees are doing the pre-scanning now, which is super frustrating because I'm always trying to get people to buy it while they're standing in front of me. So I've got smarter to overcome that.
Yeah, so how do you overcome the issue with the line? Now, you guys, it sounds like her store has when you're walking from the back of Costco, she's going to probably have grocery on the right side, maybe the flowers just before the pharmacy, and then you have pharmacy aisles off to the right side, self-checkout if it's still set up that way in front. Is that correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, so she's probably usually how many feet, how many aisles up from checkout are you? If you're counting aisles from checkout backwards to the back of the store, how many aisles back are you typically?
Maybe 4.
Okay, so that's great. Some of you guys are 2 or 3. Okay. And some of those are probably half aisles or small aisles, and then you're usually on a big aisle.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so to overcome that and overcome the grumpiness, constantly keep this like giant smile on my face and very inviting. And when no one's grumpy and everybody in front of me doesn't want to hear about it, no problem. So I put my
I don't want to hear about it, you guys either. You guys tell me that there's a line in front of you. Figure it out, like she's doing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So on my tray, I'll neatly stack my greens and my creatine, and I'll walk down, up and down this aisle. Hey, you guys want to try any? And I get more no's than yeses, but I don't stop at the first no. I'll walk down the aisle, come back. Hey, you're still here. Are you sure you don't want to try it? Are you sure you don't want to try it? I don't just ask once, twice. The third time, I'll make it into a joke, and they're like, fine, I'll try it. And I'll try it. Almost every single time, those are the people that actually end up buying. They grab it from my table on their way out, like I told them to, because I do stock my table for the convenience of the customers to grab it, because none of the products are conveniently located in Costco. So I do keep my tier 3 on my table, or if not on, then I will keep some of it under, but I need to keep it stocked to keep it convenient for the customers. They're not going to go run out of line and go find their stuff.
You mentioned keep it under your table. I've some Costco's you can totally get away with that, and most of them you can. Just you got to be careful with under the table, because I mean I've lost Costco's just because we get accused of stealing, and it's
Oh, wow.
as a security undercover security person who looks like a customer walking by, seeing you put Costco product underneath your tablecloth, underneath your table, then they're wondering what you're doing. So that's where you get your samples, and then they make up a huge thing, and they're like, oh well, we have all these products that are missing now, and then they basically accuse us even though we weren't doing anything. So
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's also part of building that relationship with Costco employees, so they don't feel that way about you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be a sense of comfort, but 100% is every store is different. Every store manager is different. Everything's different. So definitely fill out what you're doing, where you're at. But I do keep my products, so like I said, the most part on my table to make it convenient for that customer to grab. And a parent stocking it's very strategic, very, very, very strategically done. But like I said, I go up and down that aisle with my tray. I get them to try it, explain it to them. And I'm not talking to just one person. I'm talking to the entire line. They can all hear me. I make eye contact with as many people as humanly possible and keep doing it. Keep asking for the sale. Keep asking for them to try it.
Talking, even if they're not there. If there's no line, there's nobody like in eyesight, you're talking, or you're walking to find customers in the pharmacy if it's that slow. You're staying active the entire shift. Active doesn't mean going around when it's slow, taking an extra break and grabbing samples from CDS. I mean, you know what I mean, Tiffany? It's just
you gotta stay sure. Yeah, I've never done that. Yeah, no. When I'm at work, I am at work. I'm present. I'm busting. I am literally exhausted by the time I get home. I just want to like flop on the couch, put my feet up, because I have worked my tail off. It might just look like I'm standing there not doing anything. I'm not pouring concrete. But it's exhausting physically, mentally, emotionally. I am putting everything into it every single day to hit tier 3 minimum. I asked Jordan, I was like, okay, are we capped at that 200 or whatever the top tier bonus is? He said no. They'll pay it to $5 per like 100 items per, I don't even know how you say it, but
100 for each. So if you sell 100 super greens, $5. If you sell 100 collagen, $5. So $5
it's
times that.
Amazing opportunity.
I don't except for the 100 units per item. So the reason why they cap is because people come in and buy in bulk, right? But your goal is to find bulk buyers too. So my best days have always been getting people to buy 10, 15, 20 CoQ10 when it's on sale. Okay. You have to convert the pill buyers that buy in bulk to liquids or gummies or super greens or colostrum. They buy it, resell it, they buy it, they take it home to family or ship it off to their family. But you have to, if they don't speak English, you got to get good with Google Translate. You got to ask them if you can use it. You just pull it out, take your gloves off and use it. You talk into your phone with your pitch, hold it out to them, and they love the fact that you're taking the time to talk to them in their language, or they have their own translator. They have their phone set up to take a picture of your item and it will show it to them in their language, or they have a translate app that you can talk into. But it's better for you to take the initiative and use your own phone, use Google Translate or whatever translator app you have, you guys, and that can help you get tons of bulk sales. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I kind of went off there, but
no, that's great. I haven't had that experience yet, but I mean, it's great information to know that opportunity is out there. I mean, it's phenomenal. I would love to tap out on every single item. My God, that'd be an amazing payday. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is to really not take advantage of this job and the position, because if you do, chances are your numbers are going to show it. If I'm pulling the numbers I can pull in an extremely slow store, you can tell I'm working my tail off.
I wonder why, like in a 5,000 foot or 5,000 plus store, right? That's the average daily traffic, over 5,000 people walking through the store any day of the week. Okay. Hers is about 26 to 2,800 average. And then I have people in a 5,000 doing 1/3 or 1/4 or not even what she's pulling on the same day. And that tells me either the person's got too comfortable because they've been with us too long, or that person's got such great relationship with Costco that Costco put their product in such a bad spot. Just saying, they're too comfortable. Okay. They're so comfortable that they're not willing to ask for better product placement because they don't care about getting the bonus. They just want to go in there and make their hourly pay and call it good for the day. And that's not what you guys are there for. You guys are there to hit the quotas and earn some extra cash. Every single person that I've hired has had to sell me on the fact that they want to go out there and earn bonus because they got like a month to show me that they can earn it. You guys got to hit tier 1. Otherwise, they won't let me put you in the store. So if you're not hitting tier 1 total units, we're not hitting what we need sales wise.
Yep. So, I mean, it's dire. I mean, again, I can't stress, and again, being in sales for over 20 years, this job is extremely rare. And if you want to stick with it, just get out there, get confidence in yourself and your product, and just know that you got a really, really, really good gig, and to give it your all and make the max amount of money possible. I mean, there's just so much untapped opportunity from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and you guys, again, you have to show the interest in making your tables look nice. Hey, I can even probably reimburse you for some of if you would like to go to a dollar store or somewhere and get some cheap, not too expensive things to make your table look a little bit nicer. I could probably reimburse you. You just got to talk to me about it. You got to show the willingness to upgrade your table. Okay. If you guys want to start texting me a picture of how you want your table to look instead of just 2 of each item on the table, or in rows of 2. All right, that's like plain. That's not going to do anything for you. I will tell you, Tiffany's table is 2 to 3 high, and she's got super greens on every part of her table on a Zenade or creatine all throughout her table, and then she got the extra decorations. To other top promoters that hit a lot of creatine or hit a lot of super greens, what they're doing is putting 5 cases of creatine on a day, literally on one side of their table. Why? Because they need to sell it, and that draws the attention to it. Or the reason is they've had it set up like just 2 of each item on the table in rows of 2. They had it set up like that all day long. Then at 4 o'clock hits and she sold no creatine. So she's pissed off. Well, what's she going to do? She's just going to focus on the creatine. She's going to focus on the super greens for the last hour and a half by doing what I just said. And boom, there's all of her creatine for the day, because everybody's eyes were drawn to the creatine. They're like, well, what's this? And then she tells them, right, and then they buy.
Yep.
So every time you focus, it draws the attention to what you need it to be.
Yeah, I make the super green, not just the super greens, but the creatine, I make a creatine tree. Yeah. And it really does draw attention. Oh my gosh, I saw that on a flyer. What is that about? I get that a lot. You just got to make it
on the flyer, and they see your nice display, and they don't even stop to talk to you. They just grab it and they keep walking.
Yep, that has happened. That has absolutely happened.
Your guys' tables, if you're able to work on that main aisle, need to be pushed up right flush with the main aisle, not set back 4 feet. Okay, you do not need a space for a whole, unless your Costco is really, really, really strict. You do not need a space for a cart to pull off to the side in front of your table 4 feet in from the main aisle. Just like CDS, most of the time they're right up flush with the main aisle. Customers should be able to pull up right in front of your table in that aisle. Okay. And ideally, yeah, we're there to slow the traffic down. Okay. We need the traffic to slow down in order to get the pitch out, in order to get customers over to the table. If customers are truly, like Costco sometimes wants, allowed to just breeze by you, you're not going to have any opportunity. Your goal is to slow traffic down, get them to listen to you, get 1 person over, then get 5 over to you, and pitch them all. And you have to do that with your table being out there, visible and attractive. So like her table setup includes super greens all over the place. And like me, I would have my super greens or my creatine on the corner and on the edge out front on my table, not just set back. And I angle them towards the checkout, angle them towards the back of Costco. Everything that's on my back row of product is faced behind me. So anybody walking up behind me, can see it if my table is pulled out, so I can work from behind it.
Yeah.
So you got to think logically, think about how your table can be seen, everything on your table can be seen from everywhere. Okay, there's lots of aisles all over the place. Can they see your table walking up from the front of the store? Can they see it from the back? Can they see it from behind you? Can they see it from the aisles across from you? And then can they hear you 10, 15, 20 feet away? You guys got to raise your voice, be heard. Okay, people will hear you and they'll wonder what's going on. Put on a show. Okay. All right. We got 25 people in here. If you guys can keep it cool, we'll ask a couple questions. Okay. So I'm going to open it up. We'll go ahead and unmute others. If you got a lot of background noise, I want you to mute yourself, please. All right. So I'm trying to unmute everybody here. Anybody have questions for me or for Tiffany? Oh, guess I can't unmute anybody today. All right.
This is
Well,
Dawn. Can you hear me?
okay,
Hello?
it's working now. Okay, so everybody's getting unmuted. Dawn, go ahead.
Okay. My question is, a lot of things I hear tonight wonderful, but I'm in a long-term marketing and I was always told you can't do this, you can't do that. So I just want to verify with the setup, it's okay if I have them on and make them known from next to it.
I couldn't hear you. What do you need to get with that? I think there's too much noise.
How about now?
Let me see. Okay, try it again.
Okay. Well, it's simple. Being long-term, they were always very strict in how we set up the table. I'm hearing more freedom, which is wonderful. We're allowed to put what we want on and as high as you want, more or less.
We are, it seems like we're kind of moving towards a little bit more freedom as long as
Yeah.
you're comfortable with it. No,
Yeah.
remember that we gotta make sure things aren't falling to the floor and getting damaged.
Yeah.
You know, you're putting Costco.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to verify that. I think that's wonderful. I'll be doing
just
that.
a little bit. Let's not create the Twin Towers or Tower of Pisa. Okay, so
Sure.
let's be careful, but let's make sure it looks nice and everything's sturdy and not falling over.
Okay, thank you. And I love the decorations coming back because that's always been up and down.
Especially
But
for
I'll
the
do it.
winter and
Thank
for the
you.
holidays. Yeah, decorations are great
Thank
during the
you.
holidays. During summer, I love to see like lays and kind of more like Hawaiian themes or whatever can kind of be bright and colorful.
Certainly. Certainly.
All right. Anything else,
Okay,
guys?
sounds great.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Anybody else have questions? We're pretty much out of here. I could take one more question. Otherwise, I'll just wait for you guys to send me a message on Connect Team if you have further questions. Okay. So thanks, Tiffany. Appreciate your help today, and hopefully we'll have you back on again soon. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.